Good afternoon, everyone. So sorry about the short delay, but we are ready to go now. So please, I'm excited to join. I'm excited to have you join me today for our virtual event, TTC Connects Women as Transit Operators Information Session. Thank you for taking the time to participate today, and we really do hope that you find this session helpful and insightful. My name is Shabnam Durrani. I am the head of corporate communications here at the TTC, and I will be your moderator for this session. We'd like to open today's session with a land acknowledgement. The land acknowledgement is considered a first step to acknowledge and honor the first peoples that have lived here for thousands of years, and the enduring presence of Indigenous people in our community. We acknowledge the land we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. Giving thanks, respect, and honoring the land and ancestors was and continues to be a common practice within Indigenous communities. The process of showing appreciation and giving thanks has a long history on these lands. Land acknowledgements are a small yet significant way to show respect and acknowledge the presence of Indigenous peoples, past and present. Before I review today's agenda, there are a few housekeeping items to address. We are using a live media call webcasting services platform for this session. We have many people registered for today, so all attendees have been muted. That means that we will invite your participation through the Q&A box. You can access this by clicking or tapping on the Q&A button on your screen. You can use this feature to submit a question for the TTC panel. The questions received are kept private. Therefore, no other attendees will be able to see the questions that you submit. We know that technological problems can and do happen, so we appreciate your patience with us. If you are having any issues, please feel free to also use the Q&A box to ask for help. Staff will monitor this throughout the meeting and do their best to help you out. The presentation and discussion today are all closed captioned. You will see subtitles with a black background and white words generated at the bottom of your screen. We also have ASL interpreters translating the content during today's presentation. After the event, please send any questions via email to transitoperator@ttc.ca. This webinar is also being recorded and will be available for viewing online within a couple of days following the event. If you need to leave this information session early, that's fine. Don't worry. There's a few ways you can stay in touch with the TTC. You can always visit ttc.ca/jobs to create a profile and search for available jobs. You can even set up an email alert to be notified of new listings. You can also follow the TTC on Instagram at TakeTheTTC. Try out the Think TTC filter and picture yourself with your favorite mode, TTC streetcar, bus, subway, or Wheel-Trans. Also, share a video or photo of yourself using the filter and add #TTC Connects today, and your photo or video may be shared on TTC's Instagram page. Follow the TTC page on LinkedIn at Toronto Transit Commission, where you will find job postings as well as other informative posts featuring employees and current initiatives at our organization. This information will be provided again at the end of the session. For the session today, the TTC has prepared an exciting lineup of guest speakers to walk you through the many different aspects of the transit operator position at our organization, as well as having our employees share their own career journeys. Today's presentation will begin with opening remarks from our Chief Diversity and Cultural Officer, Keisha Campbell. Elizabeth Martillo, Transit Operator Recruiter, will introduce you to the Transit Operator recruitment process, and Jeannie Mallet, Transit Instructor, will speak about her role. She will share insight about the training program, and Elizabeth Hoare, Transportation Divisional Manager, will share her career journey. Tia Nanjit, Transit Operator, will speak to the TTC being an exciting place to work and share in the day and a life of her role as Transit Operator. Our CEO, Rick Leary, will also be joining us at some point throughout today's presentation. He's just very busy, I'm sure, as you can imagine, so he will be popping in at some point. So stay tuned for that as well. We will also have Elizabeth Hoare, Manager Bus Transportation, who is going to provide insight about diversity at the TTC and the opportunities that lie ahead of you. Elizabeth Morotillo will once again come back and speak about connecting with community partners in your area. As I mentioned earlier, for the Q&A session, I will invite you to submit your questions using the Q&A feature. While you are welcome to submit them at any time, you may want to hold off until the open forum, as your question may be answered by one of the guest speakers during the presentation. Staff will respond live to the questions as time allows. So with that, I'd now like to turn it over to Keisha Campbell, our Chief of Diversity and Culture. Keisha, over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. As Shabnam said, my name is Keisha Campbell, and I am the Chief Diversity and Culture Officer here at the TTC. I wanted to make sure I was here today to speak to you about not just my priorities, but our priorities, and then spend some time speaking with you about why the TTC is such an exciting place to work. So, priorities. We all know that Toronto is one of the most diverse cities in the world. This city has one of the largest populations of foreign born residents, with over half of all Torontonians coming from outside of Canada, myself included. So, here at the TTC, we have 7 strategic diversity and culture drivers, and 2 of them are specifically related to attracting and developing diverse and qualified talent, and also removing systemic barriers in policy, recruitment, hiring, and promotions. It's very important to me, our CEO, our board, and our leaders that the TTC reflects the rich diversity of the city. And I want to make sure we are attracting talent from all across the region. This means doing everything we can to make sure the TTC is a welcoming place to work. So, why would you want to work for us? Simply put, we're essential and we help people, not just in Toronto, but across the entire region. Many of our customers start their trips outside of Toronto, and there's transit expansion work occurring across Southern Ontario. We at the TTC are fortunate to be at the center of this expansion work. And because of this, we are a critical piece of Toronto's economy and Canada's economy. At the TTC, you'll have the opportunity to make a difference in people's lives. Torontonians, citizens of the GTHA, and tourists depend on us to get to work, to get to their appointments, to meet their friends and families, and to explore this great city. We are here for people not only on their worst days, but on their best days. This is also the reason that diversity and inclusion are so important to us. We need everyone to feel comfortable riding the TTC, regardless of the type of journey, the mode they're using, or the area of the city they're traveling to or from. And events such as this one are just one of the ways we're living our commitments, taking action against our priorities, and providing information to you who are hoping are future TTCers. We know that we have a reputation of being a tough place to secure employment. We know that some Torontonians don't see themselves as a contender for open positions. We know that some people don't or haven't considered us because they haven't seen themselves reflected. So, we're reaching out and encouraging all of you to apply. And we're working really hard to make sure that our candidates feel valued during the hiring process. I've spent a lot of time over the past year and a half listening to better understand the TTC's history as well as its current state. I've spoken to our existing employees and our partners. And one thing that is clear to me is that the TTC represents connection, which is fundamental in diversity, equity, and inclusion. I live in Toronto, and to me, the map of the TTC represents these connections from Rexdale to Little Portugal to Little India and everywhere in between. And I would say we've done some amazing things in the diversity and inclusion space to strengthen that connection, but we have some more work to do. In 2022 alone, we've hired 324 women transit operators, which is approximately 38% of our new transit operator hires. And as we continue to transform and modernize, we are also looking to become more data driven to better understand where our candidates are coming from and how you are hearing about us. For example, prior to this event, you were given an opportunity to respond to a survey. That survey will help us understand the effectiveness of our talent outreach, our outreach to universities, our outreach to communities, and the like. It will also help us understand our marketing efforts. Our marketing efforts really dedicated to hiring diverse skilled talent. Is it working? And if you apply for any job at the TTC, a similar survey will be offered to you, again, to measure the effectiveness of how we advertise jobs. Know that our surveys are confidential, and recruiters and hiring managers will not be able to identify you or see your responses. When hired on at the TTC, we will again ask new employees to complete a voluntary questionnaire, and this will capture similar information. Taking these surveys is voluntary at every stage of the hiring process, and the information you provide is kept in the strictest of confidence. All of this information allows us to improve our outreach and better understand our workforce and our applicants. The surveys also help when developing policies and programs designed to ensure equitable treatment for all of our employees and candidates, linking to those priorities I spoke to at the beginning. So before I hand it over to the next speaker, I want to mention that there will continue to be transit expansion throughout the city. And we, like most organizations, have a lot of upcoming retirements, which means there are a number of jobs posted and more postings to come. You can visit www.ttc.ca to see the current job opportunities and register. Please register to get notifications of new jobs as they become available. In closing, I want to make sure you know what a special place this is to work. The TTC is a part of every community in the city, and we want to do what we can to shape how people feel about Toronto. When you work at the TTC, you really do have the ability to make a difference, and it's something very unique. I'm glad that you took time and are here with us today. And I've enjoyed my first year and a half, and I'm looking forward to what's ahead. And I'm excited that you want to be a part of the TTC family. Thank you for spending your lunch hour with us, and I hope you enjoy today's session.
Thank you so much, Keisha. It's always great to hear about your priorities here at the TTC and the difference you're making. I'd now like to introduce Elizabeth Martillo, who is a transit operator recruiter. She is going to share a bit more about the transit operator position and some of the many benefits that this position offers. Elizabeth, over to you.
Thank you, Shabnam. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for attending today's Women as Transit Operators information session. We're here today to give you more information about the TTC and show you why joining the TTC as a transit operator is only the first stop to your new career path. As mentioned before, we've invited some really great women to come and speak with us today about working at the TTC and to share their experiences, their good times, and some of their challenges with us. Throughout our presentation, you will begin to understand why the TTC is continually recognized as top employer in the GTA and Canada. The transit operator position is the most recruited at the TTC, with over 40% of TTC employees being an operator. So they play a key role in keeping people moving throughout the city of Toronto. Our operators are assigned to one of 4 different modes of transportation: bus, streetcar, subway, Wheel-Trans, and in the near future, light rail transit. How you are chosen for the mode of transportation, depends on TTC's workforce requirements. However, the majority of our new hires do begin on the bus mode. We will now discuss the requirements for the transit operator position. The minimum job requirement for the position are a non-probationary Ontario driver's license, Class G, in good standing, a driver's abstract acceptable by TTC, and a grade 12 secondary school diploma, GED, or its recognized equivalent. However, more in-depth information about our requirements can be found on our website, www.ttc.ca/jobs. Getting vaccinated also remains one of the most important ways TTC employees can protect each other and our community. That is why we have made COVID-19 vaccines mandatory for all TTC employees, contractors, students as of September 7th, 2021. It is important to understand that the TTC has the right to request that all employees receive their COVID-19 vaccination and that they confidentially disclose their vaccination status as a condition of employment. To find out more information on the mandatory vaccination policy, again, you can visit our TTC website. Again, we remain committed to these actions as safety is the cornerstone of everything we do, and that means keeping our employees safe on the job. Our operators are among the best paid in the province, and the salary is negotiated by the union with a paid training program. As a unionized member of the Local 113 Amalgamated Transit Union, your starting rate will be $28.86 an hour, and you will receive an annual increase until you reach the top rate, which is currently sitting at $37.68 an hour. Our comprehensive benefits package also includes group life insurance, health, dental, and vision care. All full-time regular employees contribute to an employer match pension plan. These benefits come available for you after 6 months of full-time regular employment. Our operators play a key role in delivering an essential service to the City of Toronto. So we also offer opportunities for growth. Lots of transit operators choose to stay within the operations branch. For example, some choose to pursue career as an operations supervisor, transit control dispatcher, or station supervisors. Other operators will choose a completely different career path and move into positions such as training instructor, divisional managers, or even go into skilled trades. The options for growth within the TTC are endless. We offer in-house training and career development programs. Career and education advisors are available to help employees with resume building, interview preparation, and many other aspects. They also provide consultation regarding your future career goals at the TTC. Now, our next slide will help us focus on safety at the TTC. Safety and security form the foundation of our culture and is part of what the TTC stands for. Our most important job is to ensure the safety and security of our customers, employees, and everyone around us. Policies and programs have been developed to support the system and ensure employee, customer, and public safety. We all play a role in ensuring the TTC is a safe place to work. The internal responsibility system requires everyone to have a direct responsibility for health and safety as part of their job.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. It's always great to hear about how exciting this operator position is and can be. I'd now like to turn it over to Jeannie Malett, who is an Operations Training Center instructor. She's going to tell you all a bit about what you can expect from the training team here at the TTC. Jeannie, over to you. Hi there, Jeannie. I think you are muted. Are you able to unmute and start again? Sorry about that, everybody. We did tell you there were some technical issues, so we weren't lying. But Jeannie, wondering if you can take it from the top again.
Can you hear me now?
I sure can. I hope everyone can as well. And
Okay,
I know
perfect.
what you were saying was probably super interesting.
Okay, let's try that again. Hi, everyone. My name is Jeannie, and I'm an instructor at the Operations Training Center. We call that OTC. I started my career with the TTC 13 years ago as a bus operator. I've been working at the Operations Training Center for 6 years. I've had the pleasure of watching hundreds of trainees transform into long-term rewarding careers. I love my job. It has allowed me to develop so many great relationships, and I have been able to provide for my 4 kids as a single mom and be a role model to them. I'm pleased to be speaking to you all today about what to expect from our training team once you are hired on as an operator. Our instructors are highly skilled and dedicated training professionals with years of operations experience combined with an adult education certificate. Our team is here for you. We will go through great lengths to help you succeed. It is what we do. Our training programs require a commitment from you. The time you invest in your training will help you succeed as well. There is reading to do, nightly homework to complete, practical tests, and driving skills to demonstrate each day. Being well rested and having the support of your family during this time is essential. Invest in your success. It is worth it. A fulfilling career will follow with many opportunities to grow. There are 5 transit modes an operator can be trained on: bus, subway, streetcar, Wheel-Trans, and LRT. Eglinton Line 5, Finch Line 6 in the near future. All of our programs are between 25 to 32 days long with paid training. Our training usually takes place Monday to Friday. Our training can be both AM and PM shifts. The hours for AM shifts are usually 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., with some taking place 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. The hours for PM shifts are usually 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. Our training programs can take place at various locations throughout the city. Customer service is at the core of everything we do at TTC. All of our courses include customer service training. We also teach human rights, diversity and inclusion, Ontario Health and Safety Act, Ontario Health and Safety Act, Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act, HMIS, and transit safety. Bus initial training is a 25-day program. The course consists of both AM and PM timeframes. The course includes in-class and on-street driving, nightly homework, written and practical tests. Your tests require minimum 80% to pass. The first 16 days of the program consists of MTO material with the aim of bringing the trainee up to the required CZ class license. Upon completion of the MTO requirements, you are introduced to more TTC-specific curriculum. After day 16, you will be driving a bus on various routes, picking up customers. 3 days are divisional trainers, which is peer training. These days allow you to get the full experience of a bus operator. Upon completion of this course, you will have a CZ license. Subway initial training is a 30 to 32-day program. Subways are rail vehicles. They operate mostly underground on dedicated tracks throughout the city. The course consists of both AM and PM timeframes. The course includes in-class and on-vehicle driving, nightly homework, as well as written and practical tests. Tests also require 80% to pass. Training consists of learning how to operate and guard the train, with most of the operating time spent picking up customers. Disablements are taught and tested. A mandatory track walk is also completed with a live train passing you at 15 kilometers an hour. 8 days with various shifts are with divisional trainers. This is peer training. These days allow you to get full experience of a subway operator. Streetcar initial training is a 28-day program. Streetcars are rail vehicles. They are operated on tracks in the center of the road in mixed traffic on dedicated tracks. The course consists of both AM and PM timeframes. The course includes in-class and on-vehicle driving, nightly homework, as well as written and practical tests. Tests require 80% to pass. You will be operating a streetcar on various routes during various times, including AM and PM rush hours. On the street, operation includes picking up customers. By day 11, disablements are taught and tested. 8 days with various shifts are with divisional trainers, which is peer training. These days allow you to get the full experience of a streetcar operator. Wheel-Trans initial training is a 30-day program. The day begins at 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Monday to Friday. On the second Friday of training, there is a night driving component from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. The first 13 days of the program consist of MTO material with the aim of bringing the trainee up to the required F-class license, similar to ambulance, and can carry up to 10 people. Upon completion of the MTO requirements, you are then introduced to more TTC Wheel-Trans specific curriculum, such as securements and AODA. The course includes in-class and on-vehicle driving, nightly homework, as well as written and practical tests. Tests require 80% to pass. 8 days with various shifts are with divisional trainers, which is peer training. These days allow you to get the full experience of a wheel-trans operator. LRV initial training is estimated to be approximately a 30-day program. The LRVs are rail vehicles. They are operated on dedicated tracks, both underground and above ground. The course will consist of both AM and PM timeframes. The course will include in-class and on-vehicle driving, nightly homework, as well as written and practical tests. Tests, again, require 80% to pass. Training will consist of learning how to operate the train. Disablements will be taught and tested. Divisional training or peer training will be included to allow the full experience of a LRT vehicle operator. Safety in training. We take safety very seriously in all of our training, in all aspects of operations and maintenance here at the TTC. It's what we're known for. A safe and healthy workplace protects our employees from injury and illness, reduces absenteeism and turnover, increases productivity, raises employee morale, and reduces costs. We want everyone to go home safely to their families every night. Work safe, home safe, that is our motto.
Thank you so much, Jeannie. We now like to turn it over to Elizabeth Hoare, who is the Divisional Manager out of Mount Dennis Division. Elizabeth is going to tell us about her career journey here at the TTC. Elizabeth, over to you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Hoare, and I am in my 10th year of service here at the TTC. I started my career as a bus operator, working out of Arrow Road and Eglinton Division. After 2 years of driving, I became a route supervisor at Malvern Division. In 2018, I progressed into the Divisional Assistant Manager role. I worked out of Malvern, Wilson, and Queensway Division. At Queensway Division, I was part of the first all-female management team here in bus transportation. In 2021, I progressed to my current role, which is Divisional Manager of Mount Dennis Division. This organization has provided me with a wealth of opportunity, and I'm fortunate for the career I've built here at the TTC. When I first found out I was hired as a bus operator, I asked myself, can I do this? After my first week of training, I knew that I could do it and that I would. When I started my career, I was in my early 20s. I had no idea where my job would take me, but I was grateful to have a career that was stable, with benefits, with great wages, and a pension plan. Working for the TTC has provided me with the independence to build the life that I wanted for myself, as well as provide opportunities for me to do things that I never thought I would or could do. I'll never forget my first day on my own as a bus operator, fresh out of training. I was working the Wilson night bus, and I could not believe that they, the TTC, were letting me drive this 40-foot bus with all of these people on board. It was really exciting, and I encountered many different scenarios each and every day. Transit is such a vital part of our city, and getting people to and from work, school, appointments, or just generally where they needed to go made me feel like I was making a contribution to my city. I enjoyed meeting different people, hearing their stories, and also knowing that I made a difference in their lives. This is what made me want to move through the organization and continue to build relationships and support others. One of the benefits I found when I was an operator was the ability to choose my work and my hours and my off days. I lived in the East End and was commuting all the way to the West End to Arrow Road for work. So I was able to choose work to ensure that I only hit rush hour once daily, but also still take part in all of my extracurricular activities outside of work. Now, that's not to say that there weren't some challenges. There definitely were. I did work many of holidays. I worked various shift work, but in the end, my family worked with my schedule and arranged celebrations around me. Overall, the positives outweighed any challenges, and I didn't feel like I was missing out on important milestones. I am truly happy to see that as an organization, we have recognized the imbalance in our workforce and that we're proactively working together to address it with events such as these. Currently, I am piloting a mentorship program for all female probationary operators here in bus transportation. This is something I'm very proud of. This program has been designed to provide new female operators the support needed to ensure their success here at the TTC, as well as plan for their future within the organization. I wish when I started 10 years ago that a program like this was available to myself and other women that I work with. I am so proud of my career here at the TTC, and I am happy to say that I have been part of many new initiatives and transit growth within our great city. Starting out as a transit operator for the TTC, I think you will find that the possibilities really are endless. So if you're interested in pursuing a very exciting career, I encourage you to apply, become a transit operator, and see where the road will take you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. It's great to hear about your career progression here at the TTC. I hope everyone is enjoying the virtual event so far. We've heard from Keisha Campbell, our Chief Diversity and Culture Officer, as well as some of our TTC employees, including Elizabeth Martillo, Jeannie Malett, and Elizabeth Hoare, who've all shared about the operator position here and given us different points to think about. At this time, we'd like to invite your participation in the live poll we've created to learn more about you and to see how useful this session is for you. You will be able to see the questions for the poll on the screen, and you'll be able to answer them. So, first question, do you have a full Ontario G-Class license or higher? And the second question, do you possess a grade 12 do you possess a grade 12 certificate or its recognized equivalent? I will give everybody just a few minutes to answer the questions. So again, do you have an Ontario G-Class or higher? And have you graduated from grade 12 or the equivalent? Just giving it a few more minutes. Okay, so the results are starting to come in. It's always exciting to see if people respond or not, but it does look as though most of you do have the Ontario G-Class license and do have a grade 12 or the recognized equivalent. So it means you're in the right place, and that's really wonderful to see and hear. I just have a few more results coming in, but we now have a short 4-minute video to share with you. In this video, you will hear from women who are transit operators as they share their experiences and the benefits of being here at the TTC. Just play that video now.
What I love about being a TTC operator is driving around the city that I love the most.
Hi, my name is Lauren and I love driving trains.
I love people, I love the public, I love the diversity of people that I get to meet on a daily basis.
My name is Suzette. I've been a bus, streetcar, and now a wheel trans operator.
We have some great customers that we get to know over the years.
We have some regulars that's been here and they wave and they remember you, they know your name, and that's also very rewarding.
You're able to take educational programs that you need in order to get to wherever you need to go to.
Once I completed training, I definitely felt like I was ready to handle this vehicle by myself without any help.
They're Training program is extremely extensive. It's over like a month long.
They train you how to deal with the public and to deal with people, because we are dealing with people from different walks of life.
I can guide them. Even if I do not understand their language, I can find a way to help them.
The thing I took most from my prior jobs into this job is my customer service background.
You're not limited here, and that's what I love about it.
I feel empowered at the wheel, and I enjoy the ability to work in a predominantly male position.
I absolutely love being a female in this workplace.
I'm a mother of 2. I have been able to make a balance in my life. You have to work your schedule out. If I can do it, anybody else can do it.
This job allows you to pick the schedules that fit best for your lifestyle.
I usually choose split shifts because I love split shifts. It's more convenient for my life.
During the pandemic, it has been very challenging, but we are doing our part to support the city.
I'm like, I drive the streetcars and their eyes just light up and they're like, oh, that's awesome, good for you. And it makes you feel good.
When I have on a Toronto Transit uniform and I walk out there, the respect you get from the public, it's amazing.
You're the captain of your ship, right? And you're responsible for all those people.
When somebody said to me, you know what, thank you so much, I appreciate you, you've done a great job.
When I see little kids and they're like, I always, way back and in streetcar, whenever they would do the same thing, I would gong at them. Ding ding!
Somebody saying thank you to me with a big smile makes my day.
It's nothing that we can't do. And I've been doing it for 10 years. I also like the fact that I don't have to be in an office. The bus is my office and the bus moves, so my scenery changes throughout the day.
If you really like to be on the move and on the go all the time, you'll love it.
It's a fantastic, amazing, fun job, and I think you should just go ahead and apply and just take the leap and just do it.
Do it. Like you'll be self-sufficient. You can take care of you and your family if you have one. You're going to meet so many people and have so many opportunities. It's the best thing I've done.
This job will provide you with independence, growth opportunities, and financial stability.
After you retire, you will be comfortable. You'll be able to do the things you still want to do. You'll still be comfortable in your retirement.
Working for this company was the best decision I have ever made.
I have no problem getting up in the morning to come to Wheel-Trans because I love my job.
As a woman working in the Toronto Transit, you're given equal opportunity. The sky is the limit wherever you want to take it. It's a great opportunity for women.
TTC has so much to offer, so many opportunities, a lot of education if you want to get it, a lot of flexibility. So it's such a good opportunity for you and your family.
What a great video. So we've been hearing a lot about the role of bus operator. It's now time to hear from someone who is a bus operator. I'd like to turn it over to Tia Ananjit, who's going to tell us about her role and what it's like to be a bus operator here at the TTC. Tia, over to you.
Hi, my name is Tia, and I have been an operator at the TTC for over 10 years now. I'm currently a bus operator at our Eglinton division, and it's my job today to give you a glimpse of what it's like to be a transit operator. Working at the TTC is a unique experience. Some would even call it more of a lifestyle than a job. It requires a very specific work-life and family balance, but it also allows for flexibility that most other jobs don't. In my years at the TTC, I've been a student, I've gotten married, I've moved multiple times, and most recently I've become a mother. Working at the TTC has given me the flexibility to pick shifts that suit my family and maintain a lifestyle that I enjoy. The TTC operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and in order to accommodate this service, we have shifts that come in all shapes and sizes. Some operators start as early as 4 a.m., working until noon or 1 p.m.
Others work midday and afternoon shifts, while some of our operators work night bus, which typically starts around 9 p.m. and can finish after 5 a.m. in the morning. Another common type of shift we have are split shifts. In this case, you'd work 3 to 4 hours in the morning, have a 4-hour break, and then finish your shift in the afternoon. We do this to accommodate rush hour. I worked this type of shift for many years. At first, it was a difficult adjustment, but once I really learned to utilize my splits, it became a favorite of mine. We pick our own shifts for a 4 to 6 week period, typically about a month in advance. The selection is seniority based, so the more senior you are, the more choices you'll have. Most of us work the same shift for 4 to 6 weeks. However, there are others who do different shifts every week to cover vacations. Some operators also elect to be on spare board, which means they do a different shift every day, including standby. I personally love the flexibility that comes with having hundreds of shifts to choose from. It can be an adjustment if you're used to working Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, but there are perks to all of our shifts. We also pick our days off when we pick those shifts, and because the TTC operates 7 days a week, we have varying off days. 99% of the time, it's 2 consecutive days. However, they could be any 2 days. Currently, my days off are Tuesday and Wednesday, and I typically work from 6 a.m. until 3 p.m. However, this type of shift comes with many years of seniority. Everything at the TTC is scheduled right to the minute. This includes both the bus schedules and our individual schedules. For example, I report for work at 6:16 a.m. If I get there at 6:20, I'm considered late. I operate my first vehicle from 6:26 to 11:31. And then I have a very short break. I operate the second bus from 11:54 until 3:39. It's also important to note that our breaks are not always at our divisions or at a subway station. Sometimes they're in stations, or in the case of the route that I'm driving, my break is at a designated bus stop. We also have many shifts that don't have breaks. Operators doing those shifts drive for 7 to 9 hours straight. However, they always have time for the washroom. Balancing our unique work schedules can be difficult. We also pick our vacation based on seniority, but in smaller groups to give everyone a more fair chance. Vacation is selected in the fall for the upcoming year. This is one instance when coordinating with your friends and family is necessary, since we choose our time off so far in advance. We've actually just completed our vacation selection for 2023. 99% of the time, our vacation is in 1-week blocks. And if you have special events you'd like to attend, it's important that you consider them when choosing your work, days off, and vacation time. In the event that you are unable to get vacation or an off day for your special occasion, another option would be a shift exchange with a fellow operator. For this and many other reasons, it's important to be a team player, even though we mostly work alone. In your first year on the job, you don't have any vacation time. In the second year, you get 2 weeks. From your third year, you get 3 weeks, and vacation time increases to a maximum of 6 weeks with your years of service. Our probationary period is 10 months. During this time, your union representation is lessened, and it's extremely important to maintain a clean driving record and good attendance during these 10 months, but also for your entire career. As transit operators, we spend long periods of time on the road. We see weather conditions change, construction, and traffic at a much higher level than most users of the road. Each of these elements impacts our work, but as professional drivers, we are trained to operate safely in all conditions, as well as remain patient. It's also our responsibility to arrive at work on time. However, when we are in service, if delays occur, the route supervisors will make adjustments as needed. We are also responsible for maintaining a calm demeanor and communicating delays and service advisories with our customers. This brings me to another major component of our job. As transit operators, we are required to operate our vehicles safely, but we are also responsible for customer service. We're the frontline workers at the TTC, and we get a wide array of questions and concerns from our customers. Sometimes they're looking for schedule and route information, directions, or even restaurant recommendations. Our customers expect courteous and helpful responses to their questions. And if you don't know the answer, it's always important to remain patient, professional, and direct them to our various resources like 393 Info or a customer service agent. Another aspect of our job is fare collection. This applies to our customer service agents and collectors and bus operators, as our subway and streetcar operators no longer collect fares. During training, we focus heavily on safe operation of our vehicles, but we also discuss the TTC's fare structure and policies. In this part of our job, it's really important to use sound judgment and remember that our role is to educate, not enforce. At no time should you do anything that could jeopardize the safety of yourself or your passengers. In most cases, we'd say to use common sense, analyze the situation, and use your discretion, especially as we continue to transition to Presto fares. As I've already mentioned, we are the frontline workers of the TTC, and it's important for us to be courteous while continuing safe operation. This includes providing assistance to passengers with language barriers and the accessibility needs of our diverse population in Toronto. There are 140 languages spoken in the GTA, and while we don't expect you to speak all of these languages, you will sometimes have to communicate with customers who do not speak English. Once again, it's important to utilize the resources available to you, including other passengers in the vehicle, route supervisors, and customer service agents. We'll also be trained on how to operate TTC's accessibility equipment. It's our responsibility to ensure these features are working throughout the day so that we can ensure that all of our passengers get where they're going safely and in a timely manner. The TTC is an amazing organization to work for. Every day, our operators make a difference in this city. With over 13,000 employees, the TTC has jobs in all kinds of departments and offers many opportunities for growth. Being a woman, I wear many hats. It can often be difficult to balance my personal life and responsibilities with the unique schedules and culture of the TTC, but it's always worth it for me. I truly enjoy my job. I feel empowered in a role that is traditionally male-dominated. And as a TTC operator, I feel like I'm an integral part of the community. I take pride in my work and hope that if any of you are successful in the hiring process, you'll be proud to join us too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tia. It's great to hear about how passionate you are about what you do. It's actually now time for us to do a second poll. So on the screen, you are going to see some more questions. And again, this just helps us make sure that we are getting you the information that's helpful for you. So the first question, is the session helping you to better understand the transit operator position at the TTC? Next question, based on the information provided today, how likely are you to apply to the transit operator position? And the final question in this poll, how likely are you to recommend the transit operator position to a family member or friend? So we'll just give it a few seconds as people answer the polls. Okay. So information's coming in. People are finding it helpful. It's always good to hear. Yes, and we do have some people who are also interested in applying, so that's also great, and also interested in recommending the transit operator position to friends and family. Great. As this is a recorded session, you can also share the link with your friends and family if you think this would be of interest. So a few more results are just coming in. I'm just going to actually introduce our next speaker, Alina Cornancia. She is in the talent management group, and she's going to tell you about some career opportunities here at the TTC. Alina, over to you. Oh, Alina, I think you might be muted. If you wanna unmute and just start again, don't worry. Seems to be something we're doing a lot today. Oh, still can't hear you. Do you want to make sure the volume's turned up maybe as well? All right, everyone, just bear with us. We're going to do a bit of troubleshooting here. Okay. So I think we're having some technical trouble with Alina. So I think what we might actually do is just go to our next speaker, Elizabeth Martillo, who is actually, I think, able to cover what Alina was going to speak about, which is career opportunities here at the TTC. And Elizabeth was also going to touch on just making sure people are job ready. So Elizabeth, I'm going to turn it over to you. Oh, or maybe I'm back with Alina. Alina, can we hear you now? You know what? I don't think we can hear Alina. So
Okay,
we might just
no
go
problem.
with Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, if you could just go over what Alina was going to walk through, that'd be great. And we can hear you. So over to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So as Shabna mentioned, Alina was going to talk a little bit more about more opportunities that we have here at the TTC. So here at the TTC, we do offer a range of positions, including engineering, IT, customer service, trade positions, and many more. However, to view the most up-to-date employment opportunities, you'll have to visit www.ttc.ca and encourage everyone to create a profile to ensure that you set up job alerts. And this feature will allow you to customize your job search and for you to only receive alerts from postings that are of interest to you. You will then receive an email alert every time the job that's interest of you presents itself. So please make sure to share this link with your friends and family in your circle so they can also be aware of any TTC job opportunities that might be of interest to them. If you do apply for the transit operator position, when it is posted or any other job, you will be asked on the application, where did you hear about this position? One of our outreach partners may have referred you, so I encourage you to include this referral on the application or in your cover letter. This will allow us to have a more open discussion with our community partners about how TTC can assist job seekers to be more successful. Should you have any specific questions regarding your transit operator application, please email the transit operator team at transitoperator@ttc.ca. Again, that's transitoperator@ttc.ca. Now, just as mentioned, Shabna mentioned, we will discuss a little bit more about getting you job ready. 1 second. Okay, so now we're going to focus on getting you job ready and in preparation for applying for the transit operator position. As mentioned, there are many community employment agencies that provide free support to help candidates with employment services. This may increase your opportunity in the recruitment process. Employment specialists, job developers at these agencies are available for one-on-one mentoring and support. So please feel free to visit feature, that's feat.findhelp.ca for more information. That's feat.findhelp, findhelp.ca for more information. When going through our list of employment opportunities, you may find that you are interested in more than one posting. Please make sure to take the time to tailor your cover letter and your resume according to the position that you're applying for. Make sure to highlight your education, certification, skills, knowledge, and experience, and qualifications that match each individual posting. And again, best of luck with all your applications.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. We are actually at my favorite part of this session now, and it's when we get to hear from you and hear your questions. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, you can submit your questions via the chat feature. And as we have many people participating, I'm going to apologize in advance if we can't address your question here. We do our best to select questions that are common and across a lot of people and also unique. If you do have further questions that aren't touched on here today, you can always email us at transitoperator@ttc.ca. I also want to remind everybody that the session today is being recorded. So if you are unable to stay for the remainder of the session, all attendees will be provided with a link to watch the recording again. We thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. All right. So I'm actually just going to kick it off with a question that we always seem to get at these things. And Elizabeth M., this one I think is for you. What kind of requirements or qualifications are needed in order to get hired by the TTC in the operator position?
Thank you, Shabnam. Great question. So the transit operator position requires you to have an Ontario Class G driver's license or equivalent, a driver's abstract in good standing, and a minimum of a grade 12 diploma or Canadian equivalency. If you meet these qualifications, then you're more than welcome to apply. Again, you can find out more information about the role and specific to the transit operator position at ttc.ca/jobs.
Thank you, Elizabeth. We have some more questions coming in. I think this one is also for you, Elizabeth M. Are there other opportunities besides the transit operator position? This individual does not have the driver's license requirement. So I was just wondering, still wondering if they could still work at the TTC. Any advice for them, Elizabeth M.?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do thank you for your interest in wanting to join the TTC. So for all career opportunities, please visit ttc.ca/jobs again. Make sure to create your candidate profile and apply directly there. Just as mentioned before, make sure to create your profile and tailor your resume to any positions that are of interest to you. Create your job alerts so that you are notified every time a position that is of interest to you does come up on our career opportunities board. You'll be sent an email and you will be able to apply right away. So there are definitely a wide range of opportunities here at the TTC for everyone.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Our next question is one of those kind of unique questions. So this individual has a CZ or CZ license and they drive a truck. Jeannie, does this person still need to go through the training program?
Yes. Even if you already have an upgraded license and experience, you do have to go through the entire TTC transit operator training program. Your previous experience is a great asset while learning how to operate TTC vehicles, paired with TTC specific policies and procedures.
Perfect. Thank you, Jeannie. Tia, I think this next question is for you. It's about the uniforms. How do the uniforms work? Do I have to pay for them? And do you offer dry cleaning? Tia, over to you. Oh, Tia, I think you're muted.
Sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
No worries. Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. So uniforms are issued to new operators at no cost, and then every second year after that for the remainder of your career. Employees are also able to purchase additional uniform pieces if they need to. And dry cleaning is one of the many benefits provided to operators. It's important to have a clean uniform while on the job since we are representing the TTC.
Thank you, Tia. Elizabeth M., I'm going to give you this next question. So this person writes, I am a guy. I attended this event to learn more about the position. Can I still apply? So Elizabeth M., thoughts?
Perfect, thank you. So while the TTC does continue hiring a highly skilled and diverse workforce, this program is intended for applicants who self-identify as a woman in particular. So this program in particular, this event in particular, is for people or individuals who self-identify as women. And the TTC aims to ensure that at least 40% of newly hired transit operators are women. However, we will have the posting for everyone to apply for sometime in November, where males as well, or those that identify as males, can also apply into the transit operator position.
Thanks, Elizabeth. You know what? I think this next question might also be for you as well. What modes of transportation are you hiring for?
So the posting is we hire for all modes, and your one application will be considered for all of them. This includes bus, streetcar, subway, Wheel-Trans, and LRT. You cannot select your specific mode of interest. We will place you in a mode depending on workforce requirements once you are ready for training.
Great. Thank you, Elizabeth. And one last question for you for the moment. What happens if I need help with my interview skills? Do you have any advice around that?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can definitely connect with your local employment agencies for assistance in preparing for an interview. As I mentioned earlier in the presentation, you can go to FEAT, that's FEAT.findhelp.ca, to locate the closest Employment Ontario service provider or community agency in your specific area, and they will be able to assist you with your employment and training related needs.
So next question just came in. How should I prepare for the job? Jeannie, can you tackle this one for us?
Yeah, for sure. There is no preparation required in advance. TTC offers an intensive training program which will go over all of the requirements of the position. It is important to attend on time, pay attention, ask questions, take notes, and complete assigned homework. Setting aside time in the evening and weekends for studying will help you excel while in training.
Thank you, Jeannie. Next question. Do you only hire people from Toronto? Elizabeth, can you answer that one for us?
Absolutely. So TTC is committed to fostering a positive workplace culture with a workforce that is representative of the communities it serves. The TTC is committed to the principles of diversity and inclusion and encourage participation from all job seekers. So all of our divisions are located within the city of Toronto, and as long as you're able to meet the minimum qualifications for the position, you're definitely eligible to apply for the position regardless of your address.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Jeannie, here's one I think that's perfect for you. What is involved in training?
The TTC's training program is similar to a college level program. There will be both written and practical tests along with homework. Our training department will ensure you are able to operate the TTC mode you have been placed into and prepare you for the day-to-day scenarios of the role. We share many operator past experiences and how to deal with real life day-to-day scenarios.
Great. So another kind of unique question that has come in. I have a speeding ticket. Is that okay? What is considered a good driver's abstract, and where can I find my good driver's abstract, or my driver's abstract? Sorry. Elizabeth M., can you answer this one?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. So you can obtain your driver's abstract online at the ontario.ca website or any MTO office. This document will outline how many offenses and demerit points you have on your driving record over the last 3 years. There are certain combinations of offenses and demerit points that are acceptable, which we call good standing. So to give you an example, 0 to 1 offense with 0 to 3 demerit points is acceptable. 2 offenses with 0 to 2 demerit points is acceptable. You must be within the acceptable range throughout the entire recruitment process. So if over the last 3 years, you only have 1 offense of 10 kilometers over the speed limit and 0 demerit points, then you have a good standing. Driver's abstract, and you are welcome to apply. We will request a driver's abstract during the recruitment process, and we do require that it is recently updated. So please do not purchase any abstracts until we ask you to.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Some great news. Our CEO, Rick Leary, is able to join us. So without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to Rick to say a few words to everybody online. Rick, over to you.
Hi, Shabnam. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I apologize for being tardy this afternoon. You know, it never ends, as you can only imagine. So it's a pleasure to be here for this virtual meeting. You know, I have been on for a few minutes, so I can tell you I've had the opportunity to listen to some of the comments and hear some of the questions. So thank you for that. You know, it's really kind of cool to hear the different women speaking about what it's like to work here at the TTC, and a little bit of the insight into their life of the TTC. You know, we've been holding over the last few years several of these virtual sessions as we do outreach to. And we're kind of pleased that we've done this. It gives people an opportunity to see what the TTC is like, and maybe to decide to make a career here at the TTC. First, I'd like to also thank staff, TTC staff. As you can see, they're amazing here today as they put this program on. You know, we have talent management, our marketing, and our customer experience, corporate communications department. They really make this event possible for the organization to be successful as we move forward. I think it's also important that we thank our community partners who have helped us promote this event. You know, it's largely their efforts are largely what makes us a success in this community partnership. So, but I also want to say thank you, big special thank you to you as well for being here today and listening to us and inquiring about what the opportunities are here at the Toronto Transit Commission. So thank you for making time with us. You know, I'll tell you, as the Chief Executive Officer of this organization, there's never a conversation about the TTC or about the City of Toronto that doesn't include the TTC. And I'm just going to give you some quick facts about the organization. You know, in 2021, the TTC marked its 100th anniversary, over 100 years now of serving this great city. It's amazing. You know, we're the 3rd largest transit system in all of North America. Only Mexico City and New York City have larger transit systems, and people don't know that. That just demonstrates the order of magnitude, how big this organization is with this wonderful city. You know, last year alone, we operated more than 254 million kilometers of service. And just, again, putting ridership perspective into it, 85% of all transit rides in the GTA are held right here in the Toronto Transit Commission. I'd also let you know we've been really working hard to build a world-class transit system here for Toronto, and not just for the time in which we sit here. And I always say the 5 years that I've been in this position, but we're thinking long-term, 25 years out into the future. We think about things like being more accessible, more efficient, being more flexible, innovative, integrated, you know, more reliable, and most importantly, as we talk about this, a more inclusive organization. You know, so why would you want to work here at the TTC? Well, I've just been listening to the answers of what the great staff here have said, so I'm sure you're taking it in, and my hope is that you decide that this is a possible career for you. You know, so many employees in this organization, myself included, consider this really their second home. You know, I'd let you know you've heard of great benefits and a strong pension plan. You know, and if you like to be outdoors and interact with customers and people, you know, this job really could be for you. We're always on the move. We're always making change. I've been with this organization now for 8 years, and I can tell you, I think it's the best transit system in North America. And I know a lot of transit systems in the industry, and they're very important to their cities. But this is a special organization for all of us. You know, when I started at the TTC, we started talking about transforming the organization. You know, and transforming a large organization, right, is a challenge. But you know what? I've been in this business a long time, and we like a challenge, and this organization really likes a challenge. We're doing everything from modernizing our fleet. You know, you've heard about the new electrification of our buses, but we're also transforming our culture and our people. And this means that we're really working hard to build a workforce that better reflects the diversity of this city, and really to try to enhance our relationships with our customers. You know, an important element of this is our diversity plan, taking the steps like this session today to attract a more diverse workforce and put a structure in place that helps support that objective. You know, you may have heard, we've been holding ourselves accountable, and for hiring of operators, we've put a goal for ourselves of at least 4 of 10 operators hired identify as women, right? I believe it's possible, and we're demonstrating it is possible. You know, so to just conclude my remarks, I just want to let everybody know how proud I am of this organization, what a wonderful organization is, and the impact it has on, again, the citizens of Toronto and the great city. So with that, thank you for being here today and listening and interacting with TTC employees. I'm going to now give it back to you, Shabnam, and kind of enjoy the rest of this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rick. Thank you for being here with us today. We do have some time for a few more questions, so I'm just going to dive right back into them. Tia, this next one I think is probably great for you. What are the shifts, and do you get breaks?
Yeah, so like I mentioned previously, the TTC operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So our shifts come in all shapes and sizes. They start as early as 3 in the morning. They finish as late as 6 a.m. So those overnight shifts. And we almost always get breaks. So most of our afternoon and evening shifts don't have a designated break per se, but there's always time to use the washroom or other facilities, things like that.
Great. Thank you so much, Tia. Elizabeth M., I think this next one is a question for you. Are there any age restrictions on applying to the TTC? So do I need to be a particular age, or can I just be any age?
Yeah, good question. Well, the TTC requires that you have your Ontario G driver's license in good standing, acceptable driver's abstract, and your grade 12 high school diploma or higher or Canadian equivalent. As long as you're able to meet these requirements and qualifications, then you're eligible to apply for the transit operator position.
Great, thank you. You know what? This next question is a very practical one. Do you provide daycare at the TTC? Tia, do you want to take that one?
Sure. As a fairly new mom, this is definitely something that I resonate with. However, the TTC does not provide daycare. As I keep mentioning, our shifts come in all shapes and sizes. So there is a way, I guess, to balance that, to pick a shift that works for your childcare needs. However, because our days are often very long, it's also something that you may have to coordinate with other members of your family or with your network outside of the workplace. I'm very lucky that my partner also works at the TTC, and so we pick slightly opposing shifts so that our childcare needs are met.
Thank you so much, Tia. It's great to hear. Elizabeth M., can you answer this question? What is involved in medical? What happens if I have a disability? Will you still hire me?
Great question. So the TTC conducts a pre-placement medical assessment, and this aims to determine if the candidate's abilities meet the physical demands of the role that they're applying for, in this case, a transit operator position. Now, the physical assessment and testing is carried out by qualified health professionals at a third-party clinic. The assessment also includes determination of any work restrictions that may be required for you or for the applicant at the time.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Jeannie, the next question that just came in is, what happens if I fail the training?
Yes. The TTC's training program is similar to a college level program. There will be testing along with homework. If you happen to fail a test or receive 2 unsatisfactory grades throughout the training, your training will be discontinued. If you are discontinued, you will be eligible to reapply for the transit operator position 12 months after the date of the discontinuation.
Thanks, Jeannie. Just looking through the questions, there's another question here about training. Elizabeth M., I think this is for you. Will I be paid during the training program?
Yes, absolutely. So newly hired transit operators are paid during the training program. It is a full-time training program with a 40-hour work week. It is typically scheduled Monday to Friday, and you will receive 6 hours of pay per 8-hour day of training.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm mindful we're just past 1:30, but I know we started a few minutes late, so I might just take a few more questions. Hopefully we can squeeze them in. Here's a good one. I have some parking tickets. Can I still apply? Elizabeth, can you answer this one, Elizabeth M.?
Absolutely. So parking infractions typically do not go on your driver's abstract, but they can lead to license suspensions if they are left unpaid. So it is recommended that you pay any outstanding tickets in order to maintain an active and valid driver's license during the recruitment process.
Perfect. Here's another question that I think is kind of universal. Is the transit operator role a full-time position? What hours will I be working, and how do I select my shift? How long are the shifts? Elizabeth H., can you answer that question for us?
Oh, yes, definitely. Okay, so the transit operator position is a permanent full-time position. We do not offer part-time hours. You are, though, guaranteed a 40-hour work week. Shift sign-up is based on your seniority. And the operator selection for work is made on a 4 to 6 week rotation. That just depends on the mode and the division that you are assigned to.
Great. Elizabeth, here's another question. Elizabeth H., another one I think might be good for you. How long is the probation period?
So the probationary period for a transit operator is 10 months from the date of hire. This has been agreed upon between the union and it's outlined in the collective agreement.
You know what? I'm going to make this the last question, but I do think it is a good one. What happens if I am on a work permit? Elizabeth M., can you take that one for us?
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Shabnam. So a valid work permit or permanent resident status is required to work in Canada. So you will have to review your documents to ensure that employment with the TTC is within your outlined conditions.
Great. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. And thank you all to all our panelists for answering the questions that came in from attendees. Of course, due to time constraints, we couldn't get all the questions in, but we hope this has given you more insight into the TTC, and you really can now see us as an employer of choice. Don't forget to create your candidate profile at ttc.ca/jobs and follow us on Instagram at TakeTheTTC. I hope today that we inspired you to consider a career here at the TTC in a job that can be very rewarding and very fulfilling. Following this session, you will receive an email with a link to apply to the special program, and we hope to see your application submitted today with your smiling face as one of our operators very, very soon. On behalf of the TTC, I would like to thank you for attending our TTC Connects Women as Transit Operators information session. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Thank you.